All right, we're here with ODU head man, Coach Steve Martin. Coach, how things going?
We're having a pretty good spring. Things are going well right now.
Excellent. Um, when I decided, I wanted to come here, talk to you, we spoke on the phone. You're telling me about everything that's going on, and we touched on the wrestling, but you couldn't wait to tell me all the other great things you guys are doing here academically wise, and it seems like a real focus, and a lot of wrestling people really have that kind of one track focus on the development side. But talk about the academic side and the other things you guys got going on here at ODU.
Yeah, well, I think in the last 4 or 5 years we've got a lot of support from the president. We have a new athletic director, Wood Seelig, that you interviewed earlier, and he's put a lot of resources into the academics as well as into really beefing up our budgets and making us so we can be in a position where we can compete for a national title. So a lot of people don't know those things going on until they actually step foot on campus and actually see the campus, for themselves. Because a lot of people don't know about ODU, how well the campus has transformed into. We have a nice campus and we have a lot of great things going on. Most of our buildings are brand new, so recruits really like that when they step foot on campus. Our goals are pretty simple. Our number one goal is to graduate the kid, get him an internship and put him in a position where he can get a job when he graduates. And second goal is making him a national champion, All-American. So those are our two main goals from recruiting a kid. And, we try to show that when they come on campus, all the academic support systems they have in place, because the moms are all going to want to know about that, and most of your dads, and especially the moms, when mamas love their baby boys when they're sending them away to college. So, that's why, I think it was good to get us interview with Wood Seelig, so the dads can see how much money is going in behind their program, because when an AD wants you to win a title, he's got to back it up with, resources. Mm-hmm. And also on the academic side, the moms and the dads are going to want to, meet a person like Gable, who's basically organizing, the academic support. And basically what she does is she keeps you on track and makes sure you graduate. And then we have 3 other people. We have Dr. Rojas, who works with people with that have any type of learning needs that need to be addressed. And we also have another person that maps out their schedules, which is Catherine Koenig. She maps their schedules out during the week for all of our freshmen so they can learn how to, use time management skills. And they know when their tests and quizzes and homework assignments are coming up, so we can continue to get good GPAs. And then the fourth area she didn't address is we have class checkers that go out and basically check every class for anybody that they put on a red flag list. So that's how the academics have been pretty consistent throughout the last 4 years. We've been in the top 10. This year we've had a number 2 GPA. There's a lot of things people don't know about when they think about ODU, but this is real because throughout the last 4 years we've had high GPAs. We try to sell that before we get into the wrestling and go into the wrestling, the second part, because everybody knows what you're doing wrestling-wise. But there's other areas, the support systems, the new buildings on campus, wrestling room that's probably one of your top 10 to 15 facilities in the country that's a standalone facility. I believe only Cornell, who we copied them, and Michigan, who was after us, are the only 3 standalone facilities that were built from the ground up. I could be wrong, but that's what I understand.
Excellent.
But all those things add in, and then we go into the wrestling.
Yeah. Talk about, you have high goals for this program. Obviously, probably you would say you fell short of those goals this year, even though you had some great success. What's it going to take moving forward, and what did you learn from maybe this year that you're going to apply next year?
Well, I really think that the MAC helped us out tremendously, to get ready for the NCAA tournament. We had 6 qualifiers. 4 of those guys thought that they could win everything. And we've never had that before because the schedule was just brutal that we had. Going through the MAC and the outside schedule that we scheduled, we had a guy like Chris McCarty who the second half of the season, he had 13 dual meets, 11 to 13 dual meets, he had top 20 kids. Yeah. You don't see that a whole lot. But with this MAC schedule, that's what's happening with our kids. They're hitting top 20 guys every week, so it just becomes normal by the time we get the NCAAs. But, basically, we thought that, we had a shot at three All-Americans this year. Realistically, we came out with 1, so we were extremely disappointed. You get 2 All-Americans, you're in the top 10 or 15, which is what I thought that was going to happen. But it doesn't. We ended up 21 or 22, tied with UVA, which is not our goal. But, if a kid like Chris McCarty performs like he's supposed to, we're top 10 to 15. So we think we have the ability to get 3-4 guys in that range next year and be in the top 10 very easily. So.
Mentioned McCarty. McCarty was probably the guy this year that when you think ODU wrestling, you think Chris McCarty.
Yeah. And
he falls short. He had an amazing Southern Scuffle and was just really solid all year, and just for whatever reason didn't have the kind of finish at NCAAs. What do you think happened there? What did he learn moving forward?
Well, I think that he learned he's got to widen up his gap in his matches, and he can't make it close. And he's got to be able to dominate more. I think, at the end of the year, he tightened up a little bit, and he wasn't winning by 8, 9, 10, 11 points. And, that's something that he had to learn by going through it. If he would have communicated a little bit better, at the end of the year, and we're pretty good at communicating with kids, I think that could have been avoided very easily with a 10-minute conversation.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the year, he had a little bit of fear of failure at the end of the year going to the national tournament, or thinking that he had to win, which is, you cannot have that attitude going in that tournament. You just got to go out there and have fun. At the end of the year, it needs to be all about having fun. But he definitely learned about that, and we expect him to be making a run for a national title next year. The same thing with Jack Decker. He's going to start off the season, number 2 in the country, behind Dean, and he knows he can beat Dean and all these other guys, and he's gonna have a target on his back, but that's what he likes. But a lot of people don't even know Jack was hurt the whole year. He was out for 60 days during the season. He got hurt right before a match against Iowa State, like 3 days beforehand, and didn't come back until 60 days later. And that really hurt us as a team. As soon as he came back, that's when the switch flipped. So one guy can make you pretty good or can hurt you, but he came back at the right time because all anybody cares about is the end of the year, realistically. And he had a magical tournament run, but he knew he was going to do it. And I knew my body. If a kid's going to do it or not, you can tell.
Yeah. And kind of conversely from McCarty, you mentioned Jack Deco, definitely under the radar all year. The rankings, I don't know where I had him ranked coming into NCAAs, but, he had 3 or 4 kind of weird losses, and as you said, he was out a lot. Do you think that kind of, guys were sleeping on Jack? Now, like you said, he's going to be the number 2 or so guy coming into the year. How does he adjust? Everyone knows Jack's name, and everyone's going to know what he does.
I think Jack's turning point was last year at universities. He got 5th, and he was really disappointed, and he had to make some adjustments. He had to learn how to put on a pair of running shoes and get in tremendous shape. That was Jack's deal. And as long as he's running 5 miles a day, he's fine. For a big guy, that's a lot. And that was the main thing that we emphasized with him, with a lot of technique. I spent a lot of time with him correcting mistakes. When he was hurt, we basically kind of tortured him on drills because that's all he could do was drill. He couldn't wrestle live, and that's how he got in shape. When he first came back, at the Virginia Duels, he had a loss. He's probably at 50%. The next week he got up to about 70. Beat a kid from UVA. Then each week his conditioning got good. When his conditioning was up, we knew that he was capable of beating anybody in the country. Probably a lot of people did not expect that. But, when he wrestled Thomas Set in the quarters, we had close matches with him last year, the year before when he was a freshman. So Jack has a lot of confidence and faith in himself. He's a pretty grounded kid. He's kind of like your All-American boy, so he knew he could do it, and I knew the time that he was putting in. But again, he had to prove it to himself. You got to prove it to yourself before you can actually do it. It doesn't matter what a coach says. Actions definitely speak louder than words, and self-belief is something kids have to find through success, and they got to know how to win. But we knew Jack was a winner because he could dig down deep and win a lot of matches, in the closing seconds. That was actually probably one of his things we had to calm him down on, because he wanted to score constantly, and sometimes would lead him to a mistake. Like he might have had a loss in February where he lost to a kid that he was trying to take him down every second, and it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do. Right. College wrestling is everybody's so much more even now, unless you have a Taylor or a Ruth, that's just blowing everybody out of the water.
Right. Exactly. I look at 2 guys, and I think tremendous talents, and they're right there, even though their NCAA results may not show it. Jeske and Richardson. I see 2 really talented guys. What's it going to take for them to jump levels? Because I see that they're right there with some tough guys. And, Richardson beat Habit this year.
Richardson beat like 3 guys that were All-Americans, and he beat another 3 or 4 in the All-American round, and Brandon beat one All-American, a couple guys in the round 12. So I mean, basically with them is consistency, and they're learning that right now, and that's why they're wrestling the World Team Trials in a couple weeks. So they have another goal in front of them. I think they just need to get on a roll a little bit earlier in the season, and just wrestle hard the whole 7 minutes and get after it, which is something that they're working on right now on a daily basis. They know coming out they were very disappointed, at how the end of their seasons turned out. But the key is if you learn from your mistakes, and both these guys learned. So I think you'll see a lot out of them, and as well as Tristan Warner. I think you're going to see a different person in him as well, because he had everybody associates him with the Elite '89 award, but he wants to be a national champ. That's his goal. The Elite '89 is nice, but that ain't what he's looking for.
Right.
It's nice for Mama. He wants to get up on the top of the podium.
Yeah.
Then we got another kid, Kevin Beasley, that is capable of beating anybody in the country. So he's in a world team last year. He's trying out for the world team again this year. I'm sure that he'll make it and get another chance to compete overseas. So all these guys are pretty grounded. They understand what they need to do, and that's kind of the core of our team. Those 6 guys. So, we have a great incoming recruiting class that's coming in. We really didn't. Some of the kids that were coming here that we didn't really have many even contact anybody.